Thank you for joining me for another Quick Hits conversation. Today I would like to talk about how do you remember to celebrate the small stepping stones, the small steps that lead to big success. And I know it's a difficult conversation, but I would love for you guys to have it with me. So who wants to start us off?
All right, I'll jump in. So that was like buses, wasn't it? You wait and then two come along at once. So very quickly, I mean, for me, from a remembering it point of view, because you're absolutely right, I think it is so easy to forget. You know, we all know it, I think, in theory, but it's easy to just let them slide by and then just keep your nose to the grindstone and keep going. But I think for me, one of the most important things is, in order to celebrate them, you have to know they're coming. You have to know what they are. So, and then assign meaning to them in advance, because you know, you want it to be in that moment, because the excitement, I think, comes from the moment it's achieved. You can kind of go, oh yay, because you know what that means. Whereas if you haven't, because sometimes the stepping stones can be so small and seemingly insignificant that it's easy to just let them glide past. So I think if you've assigned a meaning to a specific goal to begin with, that can really help, so that you know when you've hit it.
I think when I'm setting up a plan, I set up my entire life and business and everything I do like it's a project plan, and I always have. So for me, the metrics are easy to remember. And if I'm leading a team, it's easy for me to put as part of my celebration. But personally, in my own businesses, I start thinking about the next step way before I've achieved the step I'm in. And I slide right through it way more often than I should. And so I've been looking for ways to trigger myself. And that actually means my personal team sometimes. They get completely neglected because I'm already someplace way out in the future. So it is meant putting into the metric itself, celebrate, which is really foolish, but I have to do it.
That's one way to remember, put it in the calendar.
Yeah, that was one of the two that immediately came to mind, is schedule it. Like, whether it's in the process of the project or just, hey, weekly, what happened? Just do a review. What are the upsides? What are the wins? You know, whether it's a daily journaling, I've done that for a while, where every day there was a list of, it got onerous, but I had questions, and one of them was, what are the small wins for the day? Okay, cool. The other thing that came to mind is making sure there are other people involved. So I don't have to prompt me for wins. I can have other people prompt me for wins, and then we get to celebrate together, which is a double bonus.
Yeah, I do a thing that is, I guess, kind of silly, but I have a stamp that's a smiley face, sunshine smiley face, and I have purple ink. And every day I look at my day and I'm like, is today a purple smiley face day? And I have one of those wall calendars. And if it's a day where I accomplished, you know, whether I got a new client or I sent out new proposals, or, you know, I reached out to people on LinkedIn, or whatever my goals were, if I did all of them, then that day gets a purple smiley face day. And that for me is a celebration. It's completely ridiculous, but it helps me. And then at the end of the week or the end of the month, I can look at it and see, well, how many purple smiley face days did I have? And do I expect myself to have a purple smiley face day every day? No, I don't. But, you know, a few a week is really nice.
I don't think that's silly at all. And I think it's actually hardwired into us as human beings. We think that, like, things like star charts and stuff, we use them for kids and we kind of go, well, we're grown-ups now, we don't need that anymore. But the reality is we do. And there's been behavioral experiments done over the years. One of them, I forget where it was, I think it was in a hospital, and it might have been done by Harvard, but I might be making stuff up. But either way, the experiment happened, and they were trying to get people to wash their hands on a regular basis, and it was happening frighteningly not enough. Like, it was really not good. And they tried all manner of different things, giving them the incentive, you know, telling them why they needed to, threatening punishments. Nothing worked until they created, it was something, they put the sanitizers or whatever, this is pre-COVID, you know, next to the doors, and then every time somebody did it, a little bing happened. And it was literally just that bing that made everyone go, oh, cool. And then we all did it. Like, it's, you know, that's grown-ups. So we do, I think we need that sort of instant dopamine hit, don't we? That tells us I've done something good. So I think that's just how we're designed.
Yeah. And to your point, Wayne, about having other people involved, one thing that my husband and I do is that if something happens, like he gets an email from somebody asking for a proposal for a website, or, you know, whatever little thing, we do high fives in the house. And even our dog does high fives, which is fun.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And that, to your point, Karina, is that dopamine hit, right? It's completely ridiculous, but it's a dopamine hit.
Yeah, it's like an instant prize ish.
Yeah, and I was prompted in the direction of realizing we do love points, badges, leaderboards, and that's what a lot of people think of when they think gamification. And yet there's a whole slew of other directions we can go besides those extrinsic side of things. We can go for the intrinsic rewards. Ooh, hey, just building a habit of noticing when you're having that moment, right? Just the little internal, ooh, I liked that. What do I want more of? How do I get more of that later? And realizing that much of our goal setting is very black hat. We're away from loss. We're trying to avoid something. And that has an urgency to it, that the white hat side, where we're called to something epic and meaningful in our lives, is highly motivating. But how do we make sure that we tie in those moments to celebrate, to do this thing? So it gives us a good reason to do what we're talking about here today. And how can we get up there and do things where we've got some creativity involved? So
yeah,
I like the purple smiley face as here's a form of creativity. It won't work for anybody else necessarily. However, works for Robyn, rock on.
Yeah, I mean, I am a hardcore recovering box ticker, because I was definitely one of those, got that done next, got that done next. And I never, even with like my doctoral degree, I was like, okay, check, wait, back. I had to stop myself from just checking a box when I did my TEDx talk, when I got my doctoral degree. And those are big things, let alone little things like making a phone call.
Well, I apparently suffer from not doing this well at all, because even in scheduling, I don't schedule myself happy, exciting things. I just schedule myself some free time, which is very valuable to me. But I'm sitting here in this particular talk going, I think I need some things and some stars, and maybe I need a purple smiley face, because I do tick the boxes a lot. And yet I do value for my clients and for other people. I value that so highly, and I don't do it for myself as much as I should. So,
isn't that how it is?
Yeah. So in asking the question, how do I? Apparently, I do it really poorly. But other than that,
and yet you've got a whole pool that you're having going on with your clients. So you do it, you just don't necessarily apply it into the place you really want it to at this point.
Absolutely. I don't internalize the lessons that I'm teaching all the time. And there's a lesson for me right there. And I just decided in this conversation that some of the things that bring me great joy are not just taking a break. I'm going to take my schedule, or I schedule that break at success at small times, and I'm going to start scheduling things into that. It won't be a break anymore.
High five.
Yay.
That's it. But I think actually, like, to that point about the free time thing, I think another trick, rather than it being a direct celebration of the stepping stone, sometimes the most refreshing thing, because that's its purpose, isn't it? We celebrate it so that we're remotivated and reinvigorated to keep going for that longer term goal. And sometimes I think the best thing you can do is do something that's completely removed from the pursuit of that goal. I think if we stare at it, even the stepping stones, too much, we just get constantly reminded that we're not there yet, we're not there yet, we're not there, and it gets tedious. So I think sometimes it's good to just put the goal down, all of them, and then just go and do something else, have something else going on in your life, so it's not seemingly the be all and end all, you know?
Yeah, we but ourselves, don't we? Oh, I did that. Yeah, but. My least favorite English language words. Yeah, but. I agree, but I'm going to disagree. Don't do that to yourself.
And I'm inspired to use cleaning as a reward / break from doing things. I'm like, oh, wait, I have a bunch of just little all over my desk. Those need to go away at some point. Maybe a small win is a reason to make them all go away.
There you go. There you
go.
go.
Already I've got a long list. I'm going to clean, I'm going to paint, I've got all the things in my head rolling through of what I'm going to do, because I do measure it out. I do know that I've achieved them. I don't celebrate them necessarily well. Yeah.
How are you going to celebrate the small win of celebrating a small win?
I'm going to paint this afternoon. I'm going to take this free time and paint.
Hey, nice.
Another high five.
Exactly. Yay. So I'm going to cut us off there. Thank you so much. This has been a wonderfully fun conversation, and we'll do it again very soon.
Cheers, Robyn.
Bye-bye.